Hi, this is Carol Rose Adkisson, president of Ie-Camft, here with Lisa Larson, that she is going to be presenting on, well, Brain Spotting Phase 2, that is going to be coming to Camp on October,
November 20th.
I'm sorry, November 20th. I knew that. November 20th, 9 to 11. And hi, Lisa. Can
Hi.
you introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Lisa Larson, and I'm a brain spotting trainer, and I'm up in Northern California, and I have a trauma center called Pacific Counseling and Trauma Center. And I was with all of you, or many of you, a couple months ago. When was that, Carol? Was it August?
I think so. Yeah.
It was, yeah, this summer sometime. And everybody loved the presentation. And so I'm coming back. And this time I'm going to be doing a little bit different kind of brain spotting. So the last time I worked on Carol,
Mhm.
and you saw me work on a trauma. And we basically went to where the trauma spot was, and we allowed her brain, the deeper regions of her brain, to regulate around that trauma, that loss of her son.
Mhm.
And this time we have a different person I'll be working on, and I will be working on both what's bothering her and the way out. So, brain spotting, you can find a spot in the brain for where you want to resolve the problem, but you can also find a spot in the brain in the visual field that is actually the solution to the problem or the positive belief you would need to have very deeply. And with brain spotting, what you're doing is you're not just doing like CBT where you're saying, okay, think I'm good enough, or, you know that it will work out in the end. That is up in the neocortex or in the human part of the brain. And where the disturbing experiences are held is in the deeper regions of the brain, the limbic system and the brain stem. And so this time, what I'm going to do is pick two brain spots, one spot that is the issue and one spot in the visual field that offers the solution, um, that the client feels that if they could really connect on a very deep level with that solution, that there would be great healing. And so that kind of brain spotting is called expansion brain spotting, meaning we're kind of spending more time on the solution versus the problem, or at least pendulating back and forth. And it's my favorite kind of brain spotting. And I just wanted to do something different to show you, the potential of what you can do. And I will just say that as an example, I had lost my capacity to paint, and I painted and colored and made jewelry and was super creative as a kid. And so I asked one of my colleagues, I actually taught a colleague how to do this, and I put myself on an expansion spot, um, remembering my younger self. I lost it after two traumas in sixth grade, actually. And 1 45-minute session of being on that visual spot where my body and soul could sort of connect with the artist inside of me. And I've been painting ever since. And so that's just an example of the power of using brain spotting for something positive. So that's what I'll be doing.
I was just thinking of, like, so many of us are EMDR trained, and then we move over to brain spotting. And I had done on singing in front of people, getting on stage, and now, well, virtually now I get in front of 3,200 chairs. I don't
Oh,
get to do that in person right now. However, I did and never ever had any stage fright. And I am now a brain spotter, and now I use it regularly in my practice. I really find it very beneficial. It's interesting to come from many different trauma trainings to something that is so interesting and effortless, and that is so transferable to this virtual world.
yeah.
That
Oh,
we can do
absolutely.
this online, that I can sit back and pull out my wand and put it here and use in my office at home is like amazing. It's just amazing and so effective for
And I think a lot of people, are looking for something that lends itself to Zoom. And because we're teaching brain spotting on Zoom, you actually learn in phase one, 4 different setups, and then in phase two, 5 setups. And you're learning each of them online. And so, Monday morning after the training, you know how to do it, and you know how to do it online. And some people are seeing people live and online, but it's just good that it's very easy to do on Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were our biggest attended event
Mhm.
that we've had.
Marketing, Carol.
Ie-Camft. And so, guys, whether you're clinicians or whether you're possibly somebody that would like some help, one of the things I'm working on right now is performance enhancement with a client and we can do that like with athletes, with other people, that they can um, feel like more clarity to maybe start faster or be more in the moment and be successful as an athlete or any kind of a performer. There's so many positive things that I have found from this, but in terms of the clients, it can work on anything. And so you want to keep that in mind. I mean, Lisa's the expert. I am the Padawan learner. I am trying, hoping to get more trainings and eventually get certified. But can you speak to that a bit about the performance part?
Yeah. So brain spotting is, David Grand has always worked with athletes. He's an athlete himself, and he actually discovered brain spotting on a professional ice skater. And he was doing EMDR and going slow eye movements across her visual field. And right here in the middle, she went, like, she flinched and her eyes started going, and it was just like this look, and he said it was almost like a hand grabbed his hand and said, "Stop." And so she had bilateral sound on. And so he just stopped, and a torrent of material came out that had never come out in 6 months of EMDR, 90-minute EMDR sessions. And she was unable to perform the triple loop, and which is a lot easier than the triple Lutz. And it came out that the parents were divorcing, and the mother said, "It's your fault we're divorcing. It's because of your ice skating. Your dad, is always gone from the family just to support your career, and it's your fault we're getting divorced." And also a lot of injuries that she had sustained over her ice skating career. And the next day she went back to the ice skating rink, and she never had the problem again. So that was the founding of it. And I use this for any kind of performance goal. It could be just breaking 80 in golf, or I want to be able to public speak without nerves, or I have test taking anxiety, or it could be like I went up 2 levels in tennis. When I was in phase one, I had somebody that understood the idea of expansion. And I got my tennis racket out, and I did my forehand over and over and over again. I had a lot of shoulder injuries from playing competitively. So we did the problem first, and then we did my best performance. We found a spot, cleared out the trauma that was related there, and which was a lot of a verbal abuse from my dad if I would lose a tournament. And we worked on that. And then we found the spot of my best performance in tennis of my life. And literally, I kept texting the girl that was my partner in phase one in brain spotting in 2008 in Colorado, saying, "I beat this girl. I've never beat her. I beat this girl." you know, so it works. And I use this a lot for performance. I use it primarily. I mean, I think that the biggest problem our clients have is they hate themselves because of caregivers that didn't attend to them, or they just are very insecure. And so using this to really embody the positive beliefs that a person needs, to move them out of entrenched shame, is just so powerful. So I'm excited to show sort of on the other side what you can do with it. And depending on our demonstration, I'm just going to do whatever our person needs. But I'm going to attempt to do both, sort of the negative experience and the positive. And who knows, we might end up just with the positive. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we as humans are unworthy, and we're always looking for proof of that. And once we find the proof, then we get stuck with these things, these stories we tell ourselves. So, so important, really, to all humans, because that, we are imperfect.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you had parents where it wasn't safe to be imperfect, where it was dangerous to make a mistake, then you end up with, performance-based love of self that, I'm worthy if instead of I'm worthy because I breathe. And
Yeah.
that's really my core goal with every client that I have is to heal that apology for self and to
Mhm.
really have them find that grace and acceptance of self on a very deep level, not just a thought, but
Mhm.
it's like a truth. And you can only get there, in my opinion, by going into the deeper regions of the brain, which is really what brain
Uh-huh.
spotting is all about.
Yeah, that what I call a human being, accepting yourself as a human being versus a human doing,
Mhm.
that we're just okay to be. And so many of, well, I mean, I certainly didn't get that message when I was growing up, and
You
very few of us did. I mean, the reality is, I mean, they didn't understand those things back
know,
then. They were just in survival mode. But anyway, Lisa, I am so excited about your training. I'm so excited I get to introduce you. We're going to start marketing this today. And guys, Lisa's a great trainer. She's trained me. I hope she continues to train me. And eventually I want to be certified because it's really an effective modality, guys. And if you're a client, then, if you need training or if you need help, then, just keep in mind that this is one of the many possibilities that can move you faster. So with that said, have a great day. It's
you too.
freezing over here.
No, it's here too.
I've got like a warm sweater and a heater going, which is not usual for me around here. So enjoy the day. It's beautiful and crispy, and we've got snow all over our mountains. I can only imagine what it's like over there. Um, and um, and please sign up. I will put the information and Lisa's information on the comments, and or we will also be putting this out to all the places. Please share, guys, so that this can get out. She doesn't need to have somebody in the state. She's actually done trainings for people around the country. I mean, last time that's what
Got a
happened.
student in my next phase one from Dubai. So people are coming from all over the world to our trainings. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. You have a great day.
Right.
And
Thanks, Carol.
okay. So
Okay. Bye.